guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Sonia. If you are new here, welcome. The content of my channel is mostly going to be about my life. I was with a very narcissistic and abusive person. I am wanting to share my story. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. And so I'm kind of getting there, telling story by story, bit by bit. I haven't dropped the story of this person yet. He is going by Ivan on this channel. So the Ivan story will be dropped as of May 31st. June 1st is National Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day. So that's why I'm dropping that story May 31st. It's going to be broken up into 4 segments because there's just so much information in this story that I just can't get it all out at once. So it will be broken up into 4 pieces, and then I will be talking about how it affected me, my emotions, how it still affects me to this day, the mental aftermath that I had to go through. So you're gonna hear all the tea, all of it. So just stay tuned for that. This is my life, and I'm bearing it for you guys, real and raw. If you are coming back and a returning person, thank you so much. All you guys, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Also tap that little bell so that way you can get notifications whenever I drop my videos. I will be trying to drop my tea times Mondays and Fridays. Excuse the look today. I am feeling not so well, so if I start hacking up along, I do apologize. I dedicated to making these stories for you guys, and so I'm gonna stick to it. So let's just go ahead and jump right to it because this is a very interesting story. So I like to tell about the stuff that I went through, especially when I was with Ivan, because it just kind of shows you where my mindset was at the time. Now, when you are surrounded by toxic people, you become toxic. It is the norm for you. It becomes very normal. You start to think that this is just regular smegular and that everybody's this way, but it's not. It's not till later on where you look back and think, oh my God, like I was fucking nuts. Like, who was that person? And that's kind of like what happened to me. So I'm not the same person as this person I'm talking about years ago. This is when I was with my, in my very toxic relationship. And so Ivan had a sister named Valerie. And the title of my video is how I ran over this chick on purpose. And I did. So Valerie had a girlfriend who she was with for about 9 years at the time. And RIP to her. I'm not going to name her or even codename her in this video, just out of respect. She did end up passing away. No, not because I hit her with my car. Calm down. She ended up passing away a year after this incident. On Halloween night, she was drunk driving and hit a fire hydrant at 100 miles an hour. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So out of respect for her and her family, I'm not gonna codename her. I'm not even gonna name her, but she is involved in the story. So Ivan had a sister named Valerie, and Valerie's her code name. And like I said, she was with this girl for about 9 years, and they had a very toxic relationship. They were on again, off again, cheating on each other. They both had kids with other guys. They would one minute be beating the crap out of each other, and the next minute they'd be all in love, and nothing ever happened. And so they were always just back and forth. Very toxic, very narcissistic within themselves. So that's what I was surrounded with. Now, in my Ivan story, you're gonna hear how I ended up with her because she ends up getting an apartment. She lives in this apartment off of Westmoreland and 30 in Dallas. If you know the area, it's not a nice area. It's kind of ghetto. And side note, they have the most gangsta-ist roaches in this apartment. And I had to say that because I don't like bugs. Anybody who knows me knows I don't like bugs. This one time where I lived in this ghetto-ass apartment with these gangsta-ass roaches. Like, they didn't care that you lived there. You didn't live with, like, they didn't live with you. You lived with them. Like, that was their apartment. And they was walking around like, shoot, all that. Like, they didn't give a fuck. They was gun blazing, gangsta ass roaches. It was, I'm traumatized, you guys. I don't like bugs, so I will never forget that. It only happened to me once. And if you have roaches, I didn't mean to offend you. It's not for everybody, okay? So we lived in this apartment, and I ended up having to move in with her. So I wasn't there for very long, and at the time I was working in the dental field. If you remember from the last time I told you that I've been working in the dental field for the last 14 years. So around this time I had been a dental assistant for like 4 years, maybe 3. I was still new to the game. So I had just got off of work, still in my scrubs. I get to the apartment and she's there, and she's like, hey, can I have a ride to the liquor store? Back in the day, back then, so this took place, oh, by the way, this took place in like 2010. And me and Ivan had a son by then. And he was like maybe 5 months old, 6 months old. He was still a baby. And so like I said, I was living with her. And she also had a child that was very close to my son's age. So she asked if I could take her to the liquor store downtown. And back then, you couldn't just go, like, there was not a liquor store on the corner. Now, in Dallas, there's liquor stores around the corner. Like, I can literally go down the street and there's a liquor store. Back then, you couldn't. The only liquor store was on Riverfront, which was downtown Dallas. And we lived 2 exits from downtown Dallas off of 30 by Riverfront. So she's like, hey, can you just run me to like the store right off of Riverfront to grab liquor? And I'm thinking, why can't you ask your girlfriend? So her girlfriend had a car, but Valerie did not. Her girlfriend had like this 1992 old Honda. And I had just got my car. Like, I had just got a Chrysler Sebring. It was a white Chrysler Sebring. Mine was a newer model. So hers was, like I said, a lot older model. But anyway, so I'm just thinking, like, why don't you ask your girlfriend? And she's like, well, we're fighting right now. She didn't really elaborate too much, and I didn't really push. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta take my kids to go get some dinner. I just got off of work. We're gonna go to Wendy's. We get up to Wendy's, and it's my turn. I roll my window down. Lady comes out, you know, comes out, but ladies are speaking on the intercom. Hey, welcome to Wendy's, may I take your order? And as soon as she says that, her phone rings. And when her phone rings, it's her girlfriend. And she literally says right then and there, shh, don't say anything. And I'm thinking, I have to order my food. Like, oh, I can't just like not talk. Like, I'm about to order food. And I'm looking at her, and the lady's like, welcome to Wendy's, may I take your order? You know, she catching an attitude. So I'm just like, and anybody who knows me, I'm not great in drive-thrus. Like, I can't, don't ever ask me to order your food because I catch attitude. So I'm just like, okay, well, can I get a 4-piece nugget, you know, with some cheese sauce? You know, I'm ordering my food and stuff, right? And we pull up, and I can hear her arguing with her girlfriend on the phone, and her girlfriend's like, who the fuck is that bitch? Blah, 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 blah. You know, so they're arguing. She hangs up. She looks at me. She's like, I thought I told you not to say anything. I'm like, the lady said, welcome to Wendy's, may I take your order? I have to order food. Like, I can't just not. There's people behind us. Like, I had to order my food. Like, you shouldn't have picked up the phone. So she's all mad. She's like, well, she thinks I'm with some girl now. She's all upset. And I'm like, well, you know, that's between y'all. That has nothing to do with me. So we leave Wendy's. We drive down to Riverfront. Like I said, it's 2 exits down. So we drive to Riverfront. The very first corner store, the very first liquor store is on the corner. So I literally just pull right into there. She gets out of the car and she goes inside. She's not in there, but maybe 15, 20 seconds. Like, she's in there. She's not in there very long. She's in and out. And I'm just thinking, like, she got no liquor. She's walking out super fast. She jumps in the car and she's like, go, 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 go. She's hitting my dashboard, like, go, 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 go. And I'm like, did you just rob this place? Like, I can't do this. And she's like, no, no, no. You know, her girlfriend had called. She said she knows that she's on Riverfront. She's coming. And, you know, I'm just like, okay, dude, whatever. You know, let me get her back to the apartments. I think I failed to mention that her girlfriend also lived in the same apartment complex as we did. So she was fighting the crip roaches on one side of the building and on the complex, and we were fighting, you know, the blood roaches on our side, you know. So we was in the same apartment complex, but two different east and west sides, you know. So we're going, and when you exit, so 30 runs like this, and when you exit off of here, the riverfront, you can literally like bust a bitch really quickly, and you can come straight back up of on 30. So it's just like an exit and a back, you know, going back the same way. So when I had got off, I'm coming back around to get back on because, I mean, we didn't have that far to drive. So as I'm coming, I see her girlfriend flying down the fucking intersection right off of the highway and just, I mean, like going 90 miles an hour. And me and her look at each other like, oh shit, like she really did come. I'm just thinking in my mind, like, I just have to get back to the apartment. I just have to get her back to the apartment. I'll let them hash it out. I got my kids in the car. They back there eating, you know, David's nuggets and shit, and I don't have time for it. As I'm getting back onto the highway, right as the ramp hits the highway where everybody's going 75 miles an hour, as soon as I literally am right there, she comes around and goes like this and blocks my car. So she's in front of my car like this. So I have no choice but to stop. So I stop, and she jumps out of the car and she's running towards my car. She has on like flip-flops, some shorts, and like a spaghetti strap shirt. So she's running to my car, and she starts banging on my roof, or yeah, on the hood. And I'm just thinking like, oh my God, she's gonna mess my car. Like, I just bought this car. And she's not looking at me, she's looking at Valerie. And she's screaming, get out of the car, you bitch, get out of the car. And I'm just like, yo, you need to get out of the car. Because I'm not for this. Like, you're going to have to get out of the car. And she's just like, no, I'm not getting out of the car. I know she wasn't scared of her because she used to beat her up all the time. I just think that she just didn't want the drama at the moment. So the girl runs around to the side and starts beating on the passenger window, screaming at her to get out of the car, and starts kicking my door. At that point, I'm just like, okay, you know what? This is my car. I'm not gonna let their relationship and their toxic shit mess up my stuff. So I open my door and I get out of the car. And I'm screaming like, yo, what's your problem? Like, stop hitting my car. She comes flying around the front again. And I'm standing there with the door open, and she's like, mind your own business, bitch. And she just propels herself into my car. So she throws herself into my car, and she starts beating the shit out of Valerie in the passenger seat. So Valerie's turned like this, and she's like kicking, and the girl's like over here like hitting, and I'm just like, and my kids are in the back. Probably eating my cheese sauce by now. I don't know. But my kids were seeing this stuff, right? And I'm just like, yo, this is not cool. So I reach in, I snatch her by her hair, and I drag her out of my car. And we start going at it. So we squabbing, like hitting each other, pulling hair. I still have my work scrubs on. She's dressed how she's dressed. We're just going at it, dude. Like, just going at it. Valerie jumps out. She's trying to stop it. When I say this is the most ghettoest fight, this is the most ghettoest fight I've ever gotten into. Valerie finally gets us untangled. We're screaming, we're yelling, we're cussing. And we hear somebody behind us yelling, hey. So imagine we turn around and there's all these cars behind us, of course, because we're blocking the fucking intersection to get on the highway. So all these fucking cars are behind us, and they're all honking, and people are getting out of their cars to see what the commotion's about. This white guy standing, he's had to be like in his maybe early 40s maybe, and he's dressed up really nice. We know he wasn't going to our neighborhood. He was probably going to Kessler Park. He was dressed all, you know, like he didn't have to fight off gangster roaches in his apartment. So he's like, what are you guys doing? Like, y'all are gonna get hit by cars. You're gonna get killed. What are you doing? And we all stopped like what we were doing, and we look at him at the same time, and we were like, get your ass back in the car. Why are you even out here? We're about to jump you. Like, get your ass back in the car. Mind your own business. Yeah. So we scared the crap out of this guy. So he goes running back to his car. I jump in my car. She jumps in hers. And we take off. Now I'm hot, you guys. I'm hot. I'm pissed. Like, I'm shaking. I'm just like, I'm screaming at Valerie, like, look what you did. Look what I have to endure. Like, she has dents on the side of my door because she's done kicked it. Like, this is bullshit. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at both of them. I'm pissed off at the situation. Remember, she lives in the same apartment complex. So I'm hauling ass to the apartment. I pull in on her side. Valerie's like, what are you doing? I'm like, y'all started this shit, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm too fucking pissed. Somebody has to pay. So I get there. As soon as I pull in, she's getting out of her car and she's walking across the parking lot in front of my car. And she sees us and she does this. Like, she wants us there. Like, she wants to fight still. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm pulling in. There's cars, by the way, like pulling in beside us and on this side. She opens my passenger door before I could even stop. She opens my passenger door and she already starts fighting with Valerie again. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm tired. And yes, I did go after her to finish it, but I wanted to hurt the girl because I was so fucking mad. It was just a reaction. It's not something that was meditated or planned. My door is open. She's standing right there by my passenger door. I hit reverse. I hit the gas. I back up as fast as I can. Boom. I hit her with my car door. She goes under. Unfortunately for my car, the door goes grr, so it bends the opposite way. It makes a huge dent on the side. So that kind of pissed me off. So my car had a dent. Her head had a dent. I called it even at that point. So I leave. I go back to the other side, to the blood side, and I go upstairs and we start eating. Valerie's like, you know she's not gonna drop this. You know she's not gonna leave it alone. And I'm like, what do you want me to do at this point? She says, let me handle it. And she leaves. I get no explanation. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just sitting there eating my food with my kid. So she walks to the other side of the apartment complex. I see her coming back. She flies up the stairs and she's like, yo, you gotta go hide your car. And I'm like, why? What did you do? And she says, I busted out her windows. What? I'm sorry, what? You busted out this bitch's what? Why? I already hit this bitch with my car. We've already squabbed. Like, why would you make it worse? My car's new. Her car, you have to go like this to roll the window down. My car doesn't, you do like this and the window goes down. I love my car. Like, why would you do that? Now she's gonna retaliate by doing something to my car, which already has a dent. So I had to take my car, drive across the street. There was like a Cost Plus over there, and park over there for the rest of the night. And then of course I call Ivan and I'm bitching. I'm like, you and your fucking sister are fucking nuts. Nothing ever ended up happening to my car, thank God. I actually ended up having to go to my cousin who at the time was doing body work for cars, and he repainted it and fixed it for me. But it was the most ghettoest fight I've ever been in. And that also goes to show you like how much toxicity I was around, like how just crazy it was back then for me. And I got caught up in it. And I regret it, I do. Especially a year later when I found out she had passed away. I felt really bad. I would not wish that on anybody. I don't know what to say at that point. So that's my story. Thanks for listening so much. I know you're probably like, damn, Sonia, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But again, you guys, like I said, it just goes to show you like what I was around, what I had to go through. To me, it became the norm. I didn't mean I liked it. It just means that that's what I was around, and it made me toxic as well. I do thank you so much for being here tonight and watching my video. Again, please don't forget to like and subscribe because I need all the support that I can get when I get ready to release my story. May 31st, you guys, it's coming. It's in 1 week. May 31st. I'm going to tell you all about Ivan. I also ended up marrying a narcissist after that. But that one wasn't as, I guess, deep as the first one. It still had an effect because there was still things going on. But this story right here is the whole reason why I started this channel. I'm ready to get this out. I'm ready to talk. I hope my story, I hope what I have to say helps people. I hope I can bring awareness to it. So if you're going through an abusive relationship, if you're with a narcissist and you're going through something that you feel like you know that it's wrong, and you want help, I'm here to try to make that happen. As this channel hopefully grows, I will be able to get resources for everybody. I did link my personal Instagram to this channel and I made it public for everyone. So if you want to go and add me, that's totally fine. It is personal, so you will get to see my life a little bit. I promote positivity and self-love because when you've been through something like this, you go through this whole phase where you don't love yourself. You think you're a bad person, and you believe it and you feel it. And it took a lot for me to learn how to love myself again and to have self-care. So thank you again for tonight, for watching. I will be releasing another video on Monday. Until then, don't forget to love yourself because you are all that you have. Thanks.